Hi, everyone. I'm Vinny. I am a white person with long brown hair with a 3A curl pattern. I am in a room that my landlord has inexplicably painted khaki with all my sewing supplies in the background. And my cat's running around because they refuse to be locked out. So if they interrupt, I'm so sorry. I'm reading the beginning of a short story that's called Last Tuesday for Eternity. It's about an android and a trans man in love. It was published in January as part of the Grist Imagine 2200 climate fiction contest. My left hand begins to malfunction the day I decide to tell Reggie I love him. The timing is terrible on multiple levels. First, the micro. I'm on a tiny propeller boat in the middle of the lake, collecting water samples with a group of human undergraduates. Willow, I'm chastising a student. This is the 47th time you've neglected to properly cap the sample before placing it in the portable centrifuge. The water will. I cut myself off mid-sentence because the intricate metal bones on the end of my arm have begun to quiver, twitch, and run through the sign language alphabet all on their own. It completely undermines my scolding. Second, the macro. My body has shown its first sign of deterioration. And that means my core programming has finally come up against the reality of my physical existence. All things must return to the earth, says my primary function. And yet, the eternium that makes up my body will never do that on its own. Its elements bonded together in ways nature can't undo. My hand clenches and opens rapidly. Willow, a hopeless biologist, but quick in a crisis, jumps behind the wheel, takes the boat off autopilot, and steers towards shore at full speed. The other four students glance uneasily at each other until Boom grabs a spare sweater and wraps the mass of knitted wool around my hand. The twitching slows and relaxes, like an animal soothed by darkness. We ride that way in tense silence, shoulder to shoulder, Boom's long dark curls blowing over my eye screens. Over 100 years ago, I made a pledge to break myself down in the agreed upon way when the time came. Ironically, it's the thumbprint of the malfunctioning hand that's on the ledger in the Android Council's office. And I still believe in the pledge I made. No being should exist forever. I just wasn't expecting the time to come so soon. I'm third gen, only 130 years old. I take good care of myself. And I've just fallen in love for the first time. All this creates a feeling of panic. I place that feeling carefully in a folder and try to project calmness in front of my students. I've seen Reggie do this in his classes when something goes wrong. He'll make a joke, his flesh and blood shoulders relaxed. But I stumble over my words, my core processor offering several options at once. Not to, this is an expected process. Professor Tran will reschedule your lab. The sentence is jumbled and jerky, and according to the angle at which the student's eyebrows rise, the opposite of reassuring. Right, that is all I have. Thank you, everyone.